4 months ago, I started Maplestory fully expecting to quit in a week. Instead, I'm now level 284, so in this video, I want to talk honestly about my journey so far, what I love about the game, what frustrates me, and why I decided to stick with it. Hi, my name is Leo, also known as Leonidas on Twitch and YouTube. Before playing Maplestory, I was a known partner with a Minecraft server called Blossomcraft for 4 years. I've decided to take on content on Maplestory as MMOs have been a part of my life since I got my very first laptop. Past 4 months, I was able to achieve 284 on my Lynn, and it's kind of a funny story on how I chose my main. First things first, how did I get introduced to Maplestory? I've always knew of the game and even dabbled a bit, but not to the extent that I've been playing recently. I initially started Maplestory thinking, oh, I'm gonna quit in a week since I had this whole Blossomcraft thing going on. We're gonna be mining. Turned out, I really enjoyed it so much and saw its potential in the game for a long-term hobby, as well as potentially making content, which is what we're doing now. Min was actually the one who got me into the game. He told me, hey, Leo, Maplestory is in a really good spot right now, and you should give it a try. So I said, screw it, let's do it. This was about a month before Ren's release and Challenger World, so there wasn't any major event going on at the time. Pretty early on, we learned about Lynx and Legion, and honestly, that was pretty intimidating. Imagine starting a new game and being told, hey, before you really play, you should level like 40 or 50 other characters first. Coming from other MMOs, that left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. It felt like I wasn't even playing the game properly yet. But being around Min and a few others, I definitely felt that FOMO. Everybody was grinding hard and I didn't want to fall behind. So I decided to bite the bullet, but before committing to Lynx and Legions, I needed something to anchor myself. I needed a main. A light at the end of the tunnel, and honestly, what better way to do that than to picture yourself playing a character you think is just sick. That's when my eyes landed on Mojwan. Mojwan is this really cool martial arts class, and at first everything about him really spoke to me. But I didn't fully realize at the time just how much information Maplestory throws at you. There's links, legions, familiars, star forcing. It was a lot to take in all at once. While I was working on some of my Link characters, I ended up stumbling across a much simpler class, Lynn. A lot of people say Lynn is one of the most beginner-friendly classes in the game, something you're supposed to level just for the Link and Legion, but little did I know how much I'd actually enjoy playing her. Before I realized it, I made the decision to just keep pushing Lynn further and further. It was one of those moments where I didn't want to stop playing. For the first time, I genuinely wanted to progress a character beyond level 200. Not just park them there for a link, but really build them. So from there, I just kept pushing and I even started streaming my progress. Around this time, I made the decision to step away from my partnership with Blossomcraft and fully commit my time to learning Maplestory. And honestly, I loved it. I met so many other players along the way who encouraged me and helped teach me the game. A lot of what I know now came from the repetition, slowly wrapping my head around all the smaller systems that Maplestory throws at you. But now sitting here today at around 100 million combat power on my Lynn, I can genuinely say it was worth it. And hear me out, sticking with Lynn didn't just help me progress. Because she's such a simple and straightforward class, she actually helped me learn the game. I started understanding boss mechanics, patterns, and fights that I honestly never thought that I'd be able to clear on my own. Finally, I'm now sitting at around 6,000 Legion, and you might be wondering, Leo, what about Challenger World? Did you even participate? Now, this is actually a pretty funny story, one that had me smacking myself for the entire first month of Challenger World. By the time Challenger World released, my Lynn was already level 265, sitting in Cernia. All of that was grinded completely off of event. No hyperburn, no event bonuses, just pure grinding. Some people call that crazy, but that's just how it worked out. I was really looking forward to Challenger World, mainly to try out the new Ren class and use the Challenger World potions to boost my Legion. That was actually the reason why I stopped pushing for more Lynx and Legion beforehand. So when Challenger World finally launched, I jolted out of bed, barely slept, and rushed to create a character. I wanted to secure a name immediately and start grinding right away, and I was so excited that I didn't even give my brain time to fully wake up. Keep in mind, this was my very first Challenger World experience, something I'd been hyping up in my head ever since I started playing Maplestory. And then, I made a massive mistake. I accidentally created my Challenger World character in Challenger World Interactive, not Heroic, which is where I needed it to be. I realized about 15 minutes in when I noticed the cash shop looked off. I panicked at first, but then I told myself, hey, Nexon's a professional company. Surely other players have made this mistake. I'll just contact support and have them transfer the character. Easy fix. So I waited. 3 days later, I got a response telling me that they couldn't do anything about it. My heart sank. People in my streams kept asking, Leo, why aren't you in Challenger World? Why are you still on your Lynn in Chronos? And honestly, it was embarrassing. But after a week or two, I swallowed that embarrassment and came to terms with that. There was no point crying over spilled milk. At the end of the day, there wasn't really anything I could do except keep playing the game and try my best to progress. Now, here I am sitting at 6,000 Legion, all manually grinded, strawberry tickets, extreme growth potions, no shortcuts. It was honestly a gruesome journey, but looking back, I realized this is one of the best stories I can tell. Whether it's to new chatters or to you if you're hearing this for the first time, that entire grind really showed me who I am as a player, what I'm willing to put up with when I care about something. It showed my passion, my patience, and my dedication to Maplestory. Moving forward, we're waiting on the new Hyperburn, and I'm finally headed back to Moj 1. With the understanding I have now, I genuinely feel ready to tackle the game in a completely new light with an entirely new character. My plan is to put most of my time into Moj 1 and push him to the point where Lynn is today. Now you might be thinking, are you dropping Lynn? And the answer is not entirely. Lynn will always have this special place in my heart. She's a character that paved the path to where I am in this game. Long term, I see myself splitting my time 50-50 once Moj 1 catches up. Honestly, everything worked out so perfectly. They share a cash up, which makes things so much easier for the long run, especially when it comes to vac pets and fashion. Over the last month, I've been prepping everything: Twintina boxes, sacred symbols, EXP vouchers, you name it, all for Moj 1. I even maxed out his V Matrix while he was still in the waiting room. And I've already been working on his drop gear. A lot of my funding has basically been sitting in a box waiting for his moment. I'm genuinely excited to unpack this new journey with you all, and it's all going to be streamed live on my Twitch. I'm live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, and right now, I'm unemployed. That means a lot of Maplestory hours and potentially a lot of time with you. Lastly, I want to talk about one grievance I had with the game, and honestly, it wasn't even really about the game itself. While streaming my progression, I started to notice a lot of experienced players butting heads and even some straight up doomers. In my head, Maplestory was this massive, endless world. What I didn't realize at first was how tight-knit the community actually is. Smaller circles, familiar names, almost to the point where I felt like I needed to know who everybody was. First, that was overwhelming. Over time, I learned to tune that out and focus on what was actually important. People who showed up every stream. The ones who helped me with my progression, answered questions, or were just there to hang out and share a few laughs. For that, I'm genuinely grateful. I'm not the most extroverted or flashy streamer, and putting my voice out there while learning a brand new game was intimidating. For years, I built my reputation around Minecraft, and suddenly I was starting over. New game, new systems, new community, learning everything from scratch in front of everyone. And sure, there were frustrating moments, there were challenges, there were times that weren't exactly fun, but honestly, when I look back on it all, the good memories I made playing Maplestory far outweigh the bad ones. And trust me, we played a lot. In just 4 months, we were sitting at 2,500 hours in the game. So yeah, I wouldn't really trade this experience for anything. I know this video focused more on my experience as a creator than on pure gameplay, but at the end of the day, this really is my journey. Being a creator will always come first for me, and Maplestory just happens to be the world I'm exploring right now. I genuinely hope this was insightful, and if you're somebody who's on the fence on trying Maplestory, I'd say give it a shot. I honestly thought I was going to quit after a week, but certain parts of the game anchored me in ways I didn't expect. And here we are now. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you so much for listening to me yap. I hope you found this video informative, relatable, or at least entertaining, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.